Hello everybody, this is Gabby's Games and welcome back to Crossout 101 with the second part of the Fusion tutorials. And today we're going to build a really basic frame for storing one of those fusions that I did in part 1. So first I'm just going to make a platform with 4 wheels and throw a cabin on. And here I'm just going to really quick build the hole that I made. So if you count out the size of this hole, just let's say with a small 1x1 part, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide, and 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 long. So we're gonna really quickly compare that to the dimension of this thing. This thing is 4 wide, so 5 is 4 plus 1, and the cabin is 9 long, this is 1 long, so that's 10, and 11 is 10 plus 1. So basically what you want to do is plus 1 length plus 1 width. So that means that generally you want to make a 5 wide section for this part, and so you can make this thing 6 long. Because this one, you want to make this one symmetrical as much as possible, of course. Because now you get a ugly little side thing. I mounted a machine gun and a. I realized I did not Ctrl Z until there, but basically I'm putting on a short right here and a scope on the other side. Let's put a normal scope on. So I can shoot off the rear piece right here, because I'll not be controlling this thing, so I'll have to shoot it off. And I'm just going to override this thing. And basically you can make it a little bit, I want to make this version wider by 1. Save it up. And then assemble this thing, build. And no, let's go for some charge radiator stuff. Okay. And we actually want to move these up by 1, I think. Here we go. That actually really works really well. And then we're just gonna put a benefit sideboard right here. And that's really it. Like, we do not have actually the little bit of the hardship about making fusions like this. It's like you have to save up this, you have to load up this one, save it, and you have to go to this one and test drive it directly. Good luck, have fun. Okay. So you test drive this thing, and you have that one loaded, because you need it right here. You cannot do it the other way around, you have to do it this way. Okay, if you're building the storage unit, and I'm gonna explain this stuff right that's going on right here in a second, the camera angles. Basically, I'm just gonna try to align as good as possible. I'm gonna activate the scope, and I think I missed a little bit. I'm not gonna be able to see anything. Yeah, I missed it. Because of that reason, we probably wanna go assemble this thing, and we wanna up the height of the storage container a little bit. I'm gonna put in these where are you guys? Tank side parts, because they have the diagonal side, which makes it a little bit easier to like get it in if it's not entirely on point. Gonna put a little up part right here. There we go. But now it's a little bit too deep. So to fix that, we have to make it like 2 above the ground. We're gonna basically probably like kind of suspend it, but just have a little bit of a floor there. Then we can save this thing up, assemble this thing, then go back to blueprints and test drive this way. And that's every time you want to make a change to this part, you're gonna have to repeat that action. But now I should be close to the top. Generally, you want that thing to be just high enough to like just touch the sides a little bit. That's really it. Like, you want to probably have like the sides be one higher than the rear. So because of that, you guys can see again camera angles. But let's activate this thing. Where are you? There we go. And okay, I can see this way. Guys, you can see it is in there. But now onto the camera angles. How to fix those camera angles. And that's actually quite simple. Basically, you get some kind of long part like this. And you go to a place where it doesn't sit in the way of the fusion. And you just make a little tower. Because of this, if I test drive this thing, you can see the camera angle being a little bit higher. Guys, give me a second. It's gonna put up a little bit higher to get a little bit more clear view of that. Let's hope I can get out of this garage now. I think I can't, but well, like, you got a little bit of the feeling right here. I'm way higher in the sky with the camera than I usually are, and because of that, if I just save this up, load this thing again. There's this thing. What? Actually, I can't do that because I needed one shorter because I couldn't get out of the garage. There. Okay, there we go. Save, load, test drive. There we go. Can just barely get past that. And I think I'm over tonnage. You guys can see how much more camera angle I got. And now I can really easy align the thing as well. So now I'm horizontal aligned, vertical aligned. Wait, time to activate the scope. Oh, you shoot. Oh, God. There we go. That worked. So yeah, because of the higher camera angles, I will not get pulled under that thing. Of course, now it's kind of in the way for his guns. But yeah, you got pretty well angles, and it's not really that hard to actually get in there. And as you guys can see now, it pretty much goes without any flexibility. Like, it doesn't have any space in there to go left or right, because how the hitboxes work in this game. So you will not need the machine gun and the scope in the actual battle there, because he'll be the one that's connecting it for you. So you do not have, that's why you got this right here. Because if you're allies, you of course cannot shoot each other's build off, and the player having this part will of course have to destroy it himself. So I hope that gives you guys a little bit of view how this system works. Again, I'm putting this one pretty high up. And again, like, it's just a general like +1/+1 rule where you really have to worry about with this thing. One thing to actually do note is that the frames underneath, especially if you put frames underneath this thing, which you really do not want to do, it can create a really glitchy hitbox, which makes the thing float in the air, it seems. Like, if you would only have frames right here and then like frames on the well, actually, that's the last time I checked, so I'm not really sure, but you really don't want to have frames right there. And the frames can be tricky to, so try to suspend it off the frames, because sometimes that can cause really weird hitbox issues. And note that guns have way bigger hitboxes than they actually seem to have. So some guns might fit, while some guns don't. Like, some guns are really horrible. Those are hit by like Cyclone or Spikes or stuff like that. Really, like, they can have horrendous hitboxes to work with, and can result in having the vehicle not be able to couple up because the gun will prevent it from falling in properly. So do also note that, like, you might get issues with the guns in terms of the hitbox. This is really like trial and error. You're gonna have to save it up, load it up, really like a lot of times. Like, I got this variant actually of the Guardian. is the middle section. I'm just gotta, and we got this variant. Just gotta assemble this thing and load this thing up and test drive it. Let me accelerate. I figure this one actually has the, yep, it has it. I should be able to get out. I know it can, I know it can get out, but for easiness, I'm just gonna take out that thing. And save it up. I'm just gonna show you off like a little bit of a more sophisticated one. For as far as you could call this one sophisticated. I ended up not using this variant because we only were with 3 players and I didn't have a 4th player with the Cyclones. And it doesn't look like we'll be doing the Guardian anymore because, well, we already did it. So unless one of the other YouTubers wants more footage of it. This one you guys can see as well, like I'm actually using a T-shape undercarriage because I needed to get around the tracks and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna push it underneath. So I don't have any issues with the frames. And this one actually has a more, like a really weird system. And the guns make it really awkward to shoot it off, but come on. Get in there properly. It's not entirely properly in there, as you guys can see with that part right there being really annoying. Just gonna use this hill to use gravity to get it in there, hopefully. It won't get entirely in there, but I think you guys get the point of what this thing does. Can I push you in a little bit? There we go. Guess that worked. But yeah, that's another way to do fusions. The guns are not entirely like at the same height. The left guns are up a little bit higher. But you gotta also see like how if you look at the bottom side, like right at that point, that line, and then like just underneath these blocks, you guys can see like an upward shape that's actually keeping the vehicle from falling out, but having the outer sides actually folding over that as well. So that's also an option as long as you keep to the rule that you have like you need +1 block in the hollow side in terms to the like. I'm just gonna refer to like the male female side. You guys probably know what I mean, but the female side has to be 1 block bigger than the male side. So that one that sticks in has to be 1 block less wide, like less big in both like width and length. That's also why there's like you got a lot of space here, and then they fold over this sides, and I got like to prevent it from falling backwards. I got like it fell in here, and it, of course I have that part, and to prevent it falling forwards, I have like a block blocking off and sticking to these parts. But yeah, that's sad. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I hope it gives you a bit more insight on how to build these, a little more sophisticated. And that's it. Thank you guys all for watching. See you guys later.